knock it over, your lungs are burning, boy, but you're getting in good shape. Because the lung burning, the training, okay, in life, if we want a life of ease, that's why people take government jobs. Government jobs. Okay, it's real insane. For instance, the Army is a government job. The police is a government job. What do people want from the Army? Stability, safety. Same thing with the police. But what do they give you in return? They give you a guaranteed salary, and you stay in 20, 30, 40 years, you're going to get a retirement and then die. But you're going to put your life at risk. How are you going to stay in the Army for 40 years and there be no deployment? U.S. ain't never been no 40 years without a war. 30 years without a war. They're going to send you over into a dangerous minefield where you may get your head blown off. And the police, he want to be safe, they put him on the unsafe streets in the world almost to get that little meager salary. So they promise one thing, but they give another. Risk avoidance. Why don't we have psychological problems? Why we never talk about our emotional? If anybody having trouble, it should be us. Don't nobody want to talk to us? Don't nobody, right? We should feel sad. Oh my goodness.
Unless they're talking about us.
No, they're talking, we like that they talk, we got their attention. No, this is very important. I'll get to it later, but we got their attention. We're on the stage, so we're gonna act top of the line. You know what I mean? We wanted the stage, you got it, so we're gonna act. Not only act it, we're going to do it. We're going to act like it, but we're going to be what we act like too. We're going to make this a hero's part. And here's the kicker. Managing strategically means formulating and implementing strategies that enable an organization to develop and maintain competitive advantage. Competitive advantages is a key concept in strategic management. What is competitive advantage? It's what sets an organization apart. In other words, its competitive edge. When an organization has a competitive advantage, it has something that other competitors don't. Does something better than other organizations, or does something that others can't. Okay, back to our dear article. Where is it? Let's see what we find. Where's that little thing? I guess it must be here. We're not having conference focus on how social invisibility of African American Muslims lead to psychological trauma. You ain't invisible as we are, right? I mean, on the Muslim scene. Don't nobody come visit us, but they sure talk about us. If there's anybody that's talked about, it's us. So, but whatever it is, we ain't having no trauma about it. Now, the good thing about this is, and I didn't see this, but this is the new center coming up. And this new center has hooked up with it everybody that was in, around, or been around us. Yeah, sure. Okay. Now you could imagine, we're not going to talk about what we did, that's not important. Here's what this means to us. We have a competitive advantage. You can't do what we do. And can't nobody make you, they can have you lecturing for 16,000 years, and you won't be like us. And things that they won't do and can't do, they won't allow them to talk like us, because somebody might believe them. So they can't say what we say. That's our stage, right? So our competitive advantages, we are who we are. And our competitors, they can give them money, houses, organizations. 20 years ago, we went to Chicago. You know who we rode with or met up there? Marty Brink, 20 years. Marty Brink, remember? Downtown? In Alan Moody's office, had a spot. The other Negro had a spot there. Both for the prison, probably going out of prison. All of those people hand Alan Moody the prison program. That Alan Moody is now the clearing agency for Muslim chaplains in the United States. Y'all remember that? So, they all got that. Where's Marty Bray now? Where's he at? You got to put out a search team. You got to send a search party out. Right? He used to be downtown, rocking back and forth. I'm telling you, all of them constitutional lawyers, Kit Gage, them. And I knew something was funny. He'd be sitting back, wearing back. Imam Musa is going to take care of this, that, and that. I said, sure, I sure will. We're going to take care of that. And remember what we used to say? Some of us would say, don't let that nigga do that stuff. You know what I mean? I said, don't worry about it. All we need, we'll present ourselves in front of the public. That's what we're doing. And if we get 1 minute, 2 minutes, usually we get 4 or 5 minutes. And the only people they would remember at those programs is us. Right? So they was pimping us. And we said, pimp on. Right?
Like at the Vietnam Memorial,
Yeah.
at the stage.
Yeah.
The only thing everybody remembers is who the guys in black.
Who's the guys in black? Okay, so use that with everybody. Here's so-and-so, he's gonna do his thing over there. Where will he be in a little while? They got his ticket, he don't know it, they already got his farewell ticket and his farewell address. Why? The people in Oakland, where's Abdul Malik now? I had to ask him, man, don't let him do that to you. I asked him, go and start you a show, do something. Don't let them you get all this experience and now they're gonna retire you. This is exactly the words I told Abdul Malik in Oakland. So he opened a little spot down by Edgewater somewhere. Because I asked him to. I almost pleaded with it, man. Don't let them people do you like that. Okay? Now, they would like to change our focus and give us some competition. These people are not competitors. They're not competition because we follow the Quranic guidance that says, set all of that competition aside, Musa, and compete for the hereafter. Because we're going to ride from stage to stage, and each stage is a destination. Okay, where we are now, I hope that all the people be able to get a feeling about these stages in their own lives. Because this is a real trip. You will get no high or no amount of money or no accolades that can equal on this. Now I'm saying personally, I know this because it's been happening for years. And it's getting watery-eyed stuff. It's getting unbelievable. It's getting so nice. Going from stage to stage, according to your destiny, that what everybody do to us, now look what they got. Our hearts are broken. The poor little girl These are the same people that we told will help you out. We don't need no help. We don't need no nothing. You can't teach us nothing. We don't want you here. And their little children are getting killed. Okay, we didn't do it. I do feel sorry for the little girl, but I put it on those leaders. Y'all, man, what y'all doing to the people is unbelievable. What? Okay, I don't use up much time analyzing them anymore. I came to my conclusions with them 30 years ago. That's who they was. And then you go back every now and then and dust off to, and read. And you get the same thing. They're worse now than they was before. So we don't ignore things, but I haven't read none of these. All these things have Adam Center steps into new faith. They got so much money, they just
Don't need none.
They're just throwing up money. And their children are getting killed. Somebody said they raped the little girl and threw her in the pond. And the boys run off, I don't know. If they did that, they haven't been taught right. They haven't been taught right. Okay? If they think they got it bad now, they don't know what they're in for. Because the Quran and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, you're going to ride from stage to stage, and that ride is not to get you away from risk. The ride is to put you through those risks so you're going to develop and you're going to get tough. Okay, our ride now, going from stage to stage, is not, it's a pleasure. It's like riding a new car and in the old days and the good weather, nice and clean. This ride is what we present it as when we talk. That's the way it is. I'm not making it up. This stuff that happens, that comes our way, and people have recognized. Another guy called me from Texas. When we go out another program on Malcolm, I said, well, the guy's still, he says, his brother's still in Iran. I said, yeah, he's still in Iran. Maybe he might be back soon, or maybe not. He said he'd come back and do a program. He said, man, I've been looking at your program. Really like them programs. They are an hour and 2 hours. He said, but I've been watching it. He said, there's a woman that comes up sometime. Well, she don't come up no more, but not too much now. But she really got it in for you. And he said, and you don't answer her. I said, of course not. I said, you look at what I say all these years and listen to what they say. And you will see why they're acting a fool. The Quran says, when you see the ignorant, say salam. I didn't tell him this, but it was I was at the Youth Development Center on East 14th, a regular youth center. And the brother, African-American, Afrocentric type brother, is head of the Youth Development Center on 82nd Avenue, East 14th. And we used to have little programs there from time to time, if we didn't have them at the Masjid. So we used like any youth center. So he said, have you heard about the theory of breatharianism? I said, yeah, I heard the guy the other day talking about it. So he was saying, so how do you feel? Do you think that really we're acting on such a low level that first we was created with the ability to absorb everything, all the nutrients and everything that we need out of the air? I said, no. I said, the only reason is since Allah made us with a digestive system, a tongue and all that. He said, yeah, but the guy said That's a auxiliary system. Since we're on a low level, I say, I'll tell you what, on public radio a few days ago, it might have been KPFA, I heard the guy, it was a call-in show. And the people was calling in, arguing with this guy about breatharianism. And one guy called and said, "You people are stupid." Arguing with this guy about breatharianism. I said, the guy that called in, I'm on his side. I said, I ain't gonna argue with nobody about breatharianism. I'm not gonna waste any time talking to nobody. That's the same thing with the people in Oakland. I'm not going to discuss, I have nothing to discuss with them. They can't make a problem and then bring me a problem and say, now, this is your problem. I said, no, I don't have a problem. You're acting a fool, you're acting a fool. You the one put that stuff on TV. You thought it was going to be embarrassing 4 years ago, but now sit back and look at it. That's why y'all taking that dumb stuff down. Because you don't think, you don't have a brain. You think like right now. Now remember, delay is big. Suppose these people or the government, whoever is doing whatever they do to you, and you respond. Then they're setting the agenda for you. If they take a Negro from the garbage bin at your place and spray something on him and make him, and give him a title as Chief Negro, right? Okay, you say, hey, Chief Negro, great. It don't have nothing to do with us. Why? Whatever good you do is for the hereafter. Whatever competition you're involved in, the Quran says you can compete in righteousness. Right? But not, it's the competition for the dunya and pile up wealth runs you basically crazy. The Quran says that many times. The love of adada, added up wealth, you know, wealth on wealth on wealth. Okay? We are reasonable enough, and we're not poor and out of doors. So we know that having a certain amount of food, clothing, shelter is good for you, for your family, and for, you know, basic. You want to go to the store and get something, that's good. But when you go overboard and you give wealth more than it deserves, right, then it becomes a hindrance to your growth. So this side Kutub and this strategic management and competitive advantage, we are competitive, but it says Musa from Sabiqun, you know, like Salim, Muslim, one that enters into Islam. Musabakat, one who's a Sabiqun. Means to compete and vie with each other in order to excel. Now remember, Said Qutb is saying ride is frequently used in Arabic to signify passage through risk and difficulty. Everybody else is working with Saudi Arabia, with all of those people, to avoid risk and to avoid difficulty. Over the years, they have avoided risk and difficulty, and now they have all these psychological traumas. They have a doggone meeting, this third one with an overflow, and they gotta have a big opinion. Conference focuses on how social invisibility of African American Muslims lead to psychological trauma. They look like they're traumatized. They do. They look like traumatized Negroes. Look at it. It's like they're perplexed. We love them. But now remember, we're not going to get diverted, nor are we going to fall into they're the problem. They're not the problem. The Zionists, the Americans, those are the problems, not the poor. I'm glad that I don't go there, because I would have to tell them, when we talk, man, y'all did this to yourself, good God Almighty. Half of you didn't work. Don't y'all remember in '88 when y'all stood up and turned your back on me and I just said, and this, don't y'all remember? Some of the people that there. So I see them pictures of Negroes. Fareed has it on camera. He won't give it up. I asked Fareed, I said, hey Fareed, you have that meeting on camera, 1988, it's the headquarters when everybody turned their back. Yeah, I remember. I said, could I get a copy of that? It fell down the backyard. The cat ate it or something. Whatever it is.
But even if you were to tell them, inshallah, it just reminds me of the meeting we had here at Nana. And all you asked them at the beginning of the meeting, you said, before we go forward, we need to clear some things out, clean some things up. They wouldn't even let you talk.
Okay, but look at Nana. Look at the money they spend, and who are they and where are they doing? What do they do about Malcolm X? What do they do about the open letter? What do they do about anything? That's why, see, if you notice, we never went running in behind anybody. Don't leave us, right? So, are y'all gone? Good. What about the brothers that were here? All the brothers, look at all the brothers that were here. What are they doing now? It doesn't make no difference. What contribution are they making? What did we do to them that they pack up and leave? Name me anybody that drifted over, or was Sunni or Shia, or they open up a joint. If the Negro is the chief contact with El Shia Supremo, then if we all from the same tribe, why don't they just say, hey man, why don't you talk to the chief and help this? Why would they have to go and do something to take people away, and then I'd take them over to the bookstore? Just take all you want, and all the stuff that you need is right here. You're not mad? I said, mad that you started a joint out there? They don't, they do that, that's automatic. I done told them that's automatic. They're always gonna start a joint to pull people away. We expect that, and it's part of the movement, right? We're gonna ride this movement from stage after stage, and at each stop along the way, that vehicle is gonna drop us off at our predetermined stop. To rest, recuperate, throw a few punches, and check everything out, and then the next ride gonna come and keep on till we die. We're gonna be jumping on one bus, one horse, one ride after another, because you have to go from stage to stage. The shaitan is persistent. I gotta find that out again, because the commentary in Maududi said, shaitan is persistent. He's consistent, right? So if you're going to fight shaitan, you got to be automatically consistent, persistent, and continuous. You have to be tenacious. You have to have the ability to hold on. You have to stay focused on what you're doing. You can't imagine yourself in a fight and you listen to everybody at ringside, he ain't gonna do nothing. Oh, watch out, he gonna throw a punch. You listen to them and you're getting hit all the time. Why? Because by the time the sound hits you, the guy that busted you upside the head, you listen to the ringsiders and you in there fighting. You better pay attention to the fight. So that's what we do. That's why we don't have any psychosis. We don't have we write about it, we discuss it. But we don't have none of that problem. I just have to read the rest of this one more time. Ride is frequently, and that's what it says right here in the dictionary. Ride is frequently used in Arabic to signify the passage of risk through, or passage through risk and difficulty. This usage suggests that difficulties and risk are like horses or mules to be ridden. That's what fitna is for. Design fitna. If we don't have no fitna, man, better get up and get busy. Now people don't understand that. Why you gotta have fitna? Get up, brother, it's nice. Isn't it nice? Well, you have no fitna. You have no fitna? You have no fight. Why are you here? To rest? You be lucky a day of judgment, you get plenty of rest. I got shoes, you got shoes, all God's children gonna walk all over God's heaven. So if you wanna walk around God's heaven, you better get your butt busy now. No fitna? Start something. Start fitna. It's healthy. It's good for you, right? It's like castor oil and castor oil. If they gave niggas what they gave us as kids, they would put them in jail. Kerosene and sugar. They didn't do that in Indiana, did they? Kerosene, well, you're in Virginia, that's
Serve a black draw. That's what we
serve a black draw, yeah, 366, huh? Yes, indeed.
I definitely got my share of castor oil, but none of that
Yeah.
kerosene. I ain't getting
Well, they
that.
just give you a little bit of kerosene. Not a whole lot.
3 6s.
3 6s? Hey, man, I don't know about this modern medicine.
You know, the devil.
That stuff it cleaned you out and it got rid of whatever you had, it was gone. I like that old medicine. This new medicine, you just be sitting up there dizzy and sick.
Yeah, it's true though, it does that. Exactly.
That old medicine, good God Almighty, boy, it cleaned you out. So
Look, the worse,
the medicine tastes bad.
the worse it tastes, the better it was
The
for you.
better it was. I was trying to give Sakina when she was 5 or 6. I put a little 7-Up and I put a little, she was stuffing everything, a little golden seal and fizz. See that the fizz make it digest good and you get instant, you dry up right away. I don't like it. And then I understood for real why they make children's medicine sweet and colorful. Because
Cherry, you know.
if they don't like the taste, they don't care. I don't care if it fixed me or not. But when you get older, what's that? Boy, it tastes bad. What did it do? Man, it's going, you knock it over, you drink this here. I told one of my friends about some gold seed. He was sick, he's older than me. Might have been my past stepfather. I say, you sound pretty bad. I say, here's what you do. Here's a little bit, take a little orange juice and drink that. And I say, here's a little bit, just take a few hits. He said, man, this dry you up. I said, yes, it do, it sure do. I say, you ought to know how to do that. You pretend like your daddy-in-law don't know how to do it. You did that pretty good. You know what I mean? But when you get old, you know you want what's good for you, right?
That's right.
You don't care what it tastes like or what it wears. Is this thing warm? I want to be warm. I don't care if it has a genuine only or the little animal or whatever the damn thing on it. I'm not trying to look fashion. I don't want to be freezing to death. And just because I got stripes at the top and plaids at the bottom and a checkerboard hat, I don't care. I feel good, right? That's when you're old. When you're old, you don't, hey man, fuck y'all. I know about colors. Let me show you some old pictures. I know matching colors. I wouldn't wear them. Then I don't care. I want to be comfortable. And that's what I want. Anyway, so ride means we go through difficulty. It suggests that difficulties and risks are like horses and mules to be ridden. Each one will take the riders, the stage predetermined or predestined for it and for them. Hey man, you will surely ride from stage to stage. Hey man, Said Qutb brought it alive. We gave the same lecture a while ago, but I didn't have time to read Said Qutb's part. It gives you, I just dealt with the habit. Each one will take the rider, the stage predestined for it and for them. Thus, each one will deliver them to a new stage, which is again predetermined, in the same way as the universal stages, that is, of the circulation of the night and the day and all of that. So this movement, this thing that we're involved in, we're not avoiding risk. And we're moving stage by stage. And what does that do for us? That put us at a competitive advantage, because nobody can compete with us. They not only don't want to compete with us, they can't. The Negroes that they pop up, it don't make no difference how good a speaker they are. They cannot talk about the issues. And one of the issues I want to mention is to give an example. Those people were involved with Saudis and what have you, right? And those guys, Saudis, Kuwaitis, and all those people. We were involved with the Islamic Republic of Iran, with Shias, with Iranians, with Pakistanis. And when you say we were involved, we're still involved. But we look at it, our situation is different. When they invited us all around, like they invited Siraj and all the other speakers around, they went and did, and they got their salary, and they did what they had to do, and they went on about their business. On the other hand, we traveled all around the country. Sometimes I would get in my car, and I would drive the southern route, I-10, come up 95 or Highway 1, all the way from down there in Florida, stopping, and I stopped here in D.C., and I went on up to Philadelphia, and I learned the whole East Coast. And I would go on up to